probably have seen, I took a little, I wouldn't say like break from social media, but I haven't posted in like a while in terms of posts and stuff. I did that purposely to like disconnect for a little bit.
No, you have to. I didn't know how to come back, dude, because I was off for maybe like a month or two, like very consistently.
Yeah.
Like not even touch my phone kind of thing. And it's a good way of life, bro, but I was thinking like, okay, at some point I will have to come back. So I thought, how am I going to come back in a way that's like good, you know? Not abusing it. So I just thought about like, okay, well, let me try to empower people. So I changed my name. I retired the Flaco Polo, bro. That was a nickname I always put myself as a kid. Yeah. But it's not a grown one. So then my initials are MG. I was fucking around, bro, trying to write some rhymes, and I like just wrote Most Gifted, and I was like, wait,
that's cool.
MG, Most Gifted. And I was like, hold on. So then my friend, you know, the most innovative, he's the most innovative, that's his name. But I was like, what's your initials? He's like, MIM. And I was like, MI. That's cool, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, he just ran with it for a little bit. And then I was like, what does MI stand for? He's like, I don't know. Maybe the most innovative. And I was like, bro, that's sick.
That's cool.
You know, because now it's like a little alias that I have to live by now. Not saying most gifted as in like, oh, I'm this and that. But it's like most gifted in the way that you are too. That's just my nickname, but everybody's most gifted. Everybody's most innovative. You know, you take it from me. Leaders lead, and people follow, and people take from their leaders, become leaders themselves. So it's like, oh, I'm most gifted, that's my name, but that's you too. Like, you're most gifted. Everybody is, bro.
What was it that you said prior to that? It's interesting. So my roommate and I, not so long ago, like, we sat down and we kept watching like this, like, idea of like, oh my god, there's a new portal opening, like what are your goals, right? So in my head I'm like, you can manifest it, shit, but to what you were saying earlier, it's like you have to put action steps, right? Like a lot of people think, I'm gonna write this shit down and like, oh my god,
it's just gonna happen. No,
you know, and it's not. And me and Sal were talking about that, and it's wild because since that has happened, like I have taken action steps to get there, and I know he has too, and like there was this idea of like, at least for myself, one of them was like trying to help out and like connect with people more or less, like making an impact, because that's what I enjoy doing. Like I have like mentees that I work with and they've applied to college and I connect with them and I stay in contact with them. But I think one of the things where I think about now, where like part of my identity that I love and I've struggled with the most is being a gay man. And I think for me, I'm at a point where like I want to show other like gay men of color, like you belong, you have a life, like whether that's outside of your family, whether that's your career, whether it's a new set of friends, like you matter and you belong. And it was wild because I went to a party and I was having just a random conversation with this other guy who's also Latino, and we were just like talking about life, and like he like brought it up. He like literally told me, he's like, yeah, like I have this idea of wanting to help other gay, queer, Latino men like be confident in their skin and happy. He was like, because I struggled with that. And he's like, I don't know, I always believe that you should say something to somebody to like make it happen. And that stuck with me because that was the thought that I was having. He never knew about this. And it was like wild, right? So like next week I have a seminar with like one of the coaches that I like about coaching. And my goal is to connect with this guy that I had a conversation with about and just kind of like shoot the shit. But it's weird because sometimes it's just about having a conversation.
At the airport, there was this guy and I saw a shirt and it said, every half step counts. You know, I looked at it and I said, fuck it, let me ask him, hey, I like your shirt. I like the message. And he's like, thank you, my friend. You know, he designs shirts, he designs clothes. And I was like, bro, that's cool as hell, because I want to do that too, you know? It's just a random stranger, bro. And what I realized, even yesterday when I was talking to that dude at the fucking bar, I went up to him thinking he was somebody I knew, like I saw him before, but yeah, kicking the shit, and he just starts telling me what he does, because I asked him what he does. You know, he likes to do a lot of financial stuff, and he wants financial literacy for people. Financial literacy is not taught to our people at all, really. So I was like, damn, bro, that's something I could get behind. I really fuck with that shit. And I always just challenge him, like, hey, dude, like, do you do seminars or anything? He's like, yeah, I've been starting to do them. And I was like, damn, bro, like, that shit's cool. And he said this one thing, bro. He said, if you're not networking, you're not working. And that's the truth. Like you were just saying with that man that you're talking about, how he struggled to be a gay man, and you were just both thinking the same thing. We all have our struggles, bro. We all have struggle in common. And that's what makes us human. We can't be shying away from trying to talk to people. I always grew up with like someone who's just a little angry and like, I don't want to talk to you because I don't know you. that's the wrong way, bro.
Yep.
Human connection is a hierarchy of needs. You know, Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yep.
Connection and love and like even sex and stuff is like there with food and water and just needing to be like happy, bro. We can't shy away from talking to people. As uncomfortable as it can be, fuck it, bro. I'm just learning that the world is so much brighter than it looks. Don't focus on the bad things, because on the news you can watch that shit all day. But if I consume that too much, I'm gonna start formulating an opinion about what I see on TV, and I'm not gonna want to go outside the door, right, this window, like this beautiful day outside in California, bro. Like I can make a conversation with someone, and that's the goal today, is just meet new people. I saw there was like a record store, and I want to talk to the owner if I can. Kind of ask him like, hey, how did you get this business going? Where do you get all these like records from? Because I want to learn, dude. That's all I want to do is learn. And I learn a lot with this camera, bro. And like someone's gonna watch this shit, and someone's gonna be like, I connected with what Ephraim was saying. If you have the same identity, someone with me, like someone who grew up pretty angry and just like never wanted to talk to people, strangers, they're gonna connect with what I'm saying. It's about healing, bro. And this is healing. Like, you know the Science of Well-Being? Have you seen that? Have you heard of that class? It's an online class. It's through Yale. It's free. I think about 1 million people have signed up for it already. It's a free class, 10 weeks. It breaks it down week by week. It's at your own pace, no homework. It talks about human connection being a key to happiness, aside from like working out and exercising and sleeping and talking about experiences. It just makes people happier. It's a lot of science-based stuff too, like by facts, and you'd be surprised the stuff you learn in that class, dude. It's crazy how just much you learn based on studies. And so they asked people in 1940, what do you find most important in life? One side was having a high-paying job. The other part was having a life of fulfillment. In 1940, about 74% of people said that a fulfilling life was more important than the 26 who want the money. Now, it flipped to like 60% want more of the money and about 40% want fulfillment. And then it's saying that America as a whole is just an unhappy nation. Every generation is just unhappier. I say that money is the new god, bro. People worship money. That's like all temporary, you know? The diamond rings, the chains, the watches. Yes, look good, feel good, I believe in that, but when it becomes an excessive thing, we attach ourselves to too much materialistic things, dude. Like, we don't be happy. A lot of people just want money more than anything, and they think that money's gonna buy them happiness, but it really doesn't, bro. That class says that the cap for about money you can make until you feel like you can be happy is like 75K. Over 75K, you're like, I want 100, I want 250, I want 500, I want $1 million. And there's just never enough money, bro.
Right. I mean, if you're not learning, like what brings you satisfaction as a human fulfillment, I mean, of course, like money is not everything, right? Yeah. You can have $20 million, but if you hate your life and you're miserable, it's gonna do nothing for you.
Yeah, and then people put conditions on happiness, like once I graduate, once I get this job, once I, get this body, I'll be happy. Like, you don't know that, bro. You don't know that you'll be happy when you get it. The human mind is just like, what's next, bro? You're never gonna be satisfied, so you just gotta be satisfied with what you have right now, because that's all you have. Like, I'm dead ass, like, that's all you have, bro. That's what I learned a lot in the past year or so. Stoic philosophy, that fucking class, the Jay Shetty book that you talked about, dude, they all talk about the same shit. All knowledge is fucking shared.
That's what I'm telling you, like, a lot of these leaders, like, that's why I love it, because I'm like, obviously these people are successful, and they're sharing the same message, right? But it's us to like actually like take these theories and apply them to our work, right? So and they're all interconnected.
All this shit that we're talking about is being applied because someone's gonna watch this, bro. We have to fucking give it out, bro. I would not be happy if I never fucking did this. Hey, don't mess with my boy, he's young and reckless.